Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys.
Ronnie and Brandon of the Killers. Now that you've been over to England, have you met the rock royalty there? Like you mentioned, you didn't have to go to England to meet the rock royalty. You guys have already played with the Libertines.
Ooh, yes.
What was that like, playing with Libertines in North America?
We didn't play with, I think we had a bigger crowd than they did. Pete was in jail or something. They have a big soap opera thing going on.
Help us North Americans understand the Libertines. How can we understand the Libertines? I don't understand Killers. Please help me. Ambassadors of rock, you are.
People want something to, they want something to hold on to. And England wants to hold on to the Jam and the Kinks and things like this. And the Libertines aren't them, but they're trying to make them that.
What about the other rock royalty that you met? I mean, do you actually even have to go to England at all? Because did you guys play with Morrissey in L.A.?
Yes, we did. We got a call while on tour in Kansas City on the road, and
you turned right back to LA, right?
No, we actually headed that way and canceled a couple shows so that we can do a couple shows at the Wilton Theater in LA with Morrissey.
Now, is that the top? Can you get any better now? Because I interviewed the Strokes years ago, and I was like, hey, Morrissey went to your gig, and they're like, we don't care who comes to our gig, man. It's all about the music. But come on, if Morrissey comes to your gig, that's incredible, because he never goes out. Now, if Morrissey asks you to open for him,
yeah, he's one of the people that I look up to. So yeah, it's great to get recognition from him.
Now, winding up here, Killers, in England, what rock royalty did you meet in actual England? We already talked to you about North America.
I don't know, Ian McCulloch, but it's not, it doesn't matter.
Why don't the Bunnymen matter?
Because it's about the music, man.
No, it's the Bunnymen, man. They've been slagging you two for years.
Yeah, no, it was really. I was excited to meet Ian McCulloch.
And he looks great too, doesn't he? Or does he?
He looks the same. His eyes are kind of swimming, but he looks the same.
Is it true you Killers were at one time signed to Saddle Creek, the Faints record label?
No.
Because that was mentioned in the NME, that the Saddle Creek people were going to sign you. Do you have any connection between Saddle Creek Bright Eyes label and the Faint, or do you know those guys? Do you know what I'm talking about?
We know who they are, but we have no connection. No connection.
Did you not see that in the actual NME?
I did see that. We had a laugh about that.
Saddle Creek is a cool label, and I was thinking, being in an isolated geographic location, that perhaps that might have actually been reality.
I don't think they would have us. But we aren't on their label.
Now, Killers, Ronnie and Brandon, what's the deal about tans in rock and roll? Why should more people have tans in rock and roll?
Because you look better with a tan.
So you're not afraid to wear the tan on stage?
No.
But some people are? What made you think about this?
I don't know what made us think about it. It's just there, wearing a lot of white, maybe.
Brandon and Ronnie of the
Killers.
Winding up here, we've got the Canadian connections. A little recap here. Rocky 4 was filmed in Vancouver, and Rocky 3 featured
Mr. T.
And Mr. T is?
He looks like Ronnie's dad.
He looks like Ronnie's dad.
Right here.
And also, Celine Dion
is from Canada, and she ruined my childhood memories.
By ruining the
Omnimax.
But there's one little beef here I want to ask you about. Another Canadian connection. Winding up. How could you be any worse, Brandon?
How could I be any worse?
And you replied, we could be the Stills.
Oh, dear.
You dissed the Stills. What was that about?
The Stills are not...
Because they're from Canada, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know what? They're not a great representation of Canada. Canada's full of nice people.
So maybe like the Celine Dion is a better representation of Canada than the Stills?
Possibly, if she's a nice woman.
Have you really been tainted by Canada? What did the Stills do to you? What could they possibly do to you?
I just explained it. They're not cool people.
Well, hopefully now that you're back in Canada, we'll be able to represent you just fine.
Yeah, you're great.
Well, thanks very much there, Killers. Anything else you want to add to the people out there at all? Ronnie or Brandon?
No. Not at this time. We would like to thank you for the Mr. T. Chia. Mr. T.
Because Mr. T starred in
Rocky, the best.
And Rocky 4 was filmed in...
Stallone wrote part 1. Part 1, wrote and starred in part 1. Who wrote it?
I did not know that.
It's a great movie. He did it. Chaplin also wrote, directed, and did all the music.